boy.
Hey, Duncan, can I trust you with something?
Yes, always. You know that.
I've been having dreams about a girl on Arrakis. I don't know what it means.
Dreams make good stories. But everything important happens when we're awake. Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did?
No.
I understand that Frank Herbert's novel Dune was one that had a big impact on you from an early age. Is this a film that you've been waiting to make for a long time?
Yes, very long time. It's the when I read the book as a teen, of course, the idea of bringing it to the screen was not an option because I was so far away from Hollywood. But still, I was mesmerized and I saw the full potential of it. And I remember being very excited when Dune, David Lynch's Dune came out on the theater. It's just that it happened that his adaptation had a lot of strength and a lot of beauty in it, but also things that deviated from the novel. And I felt that it was not exactly what I had in mind or the dream that I had when I read the novel. I kept, at the time, I remember saying to myself, somebody else will do it. Somebody else will bring this novel to screen in a different way, something that will feel closer to the spirit of the book. And I kept waiting, and I waited and waited. And I started to work as a filmmaker, and then I got closer to Hollywood, and people kept asking me, what will be your dream project? What will be a book that you would like to see on screen? And I always said Dune. I would love to see a new adaptation of Dune. And when the rights got free at one point, I got tired of waiting, and I decided to jump on the rights and do it myself.
It's a very big book and a notoriously difficult one to adapt for the screen. What were the biggest challenges you faced in doing that? I mean, you talked about wanting to be faithful to the book. Were there things you had to cut or change or leave out?
The biggest challenge was to make sure that an audience that had never read the book, someone that feels totally stranger to the nature of the book, and it will feel welcome reading the book, that will feel welcome seeing the movie, will understand the story. And we had to find a simple way to introduce this world to a fresh audience, and that was the main challenge. Because to make a movie for the hardcore fans, it was easier. I mean, I am one of these guys, and it was easier to if everybody had read the book, my life would have been easier. But to make sure that everybody felt welcome, that was the difficulty.
Yeah. Was there anything about the look or the design of the film that was particularly challenging to get right?
But I will say that the worm was definitely the most challenging element to bring to life. Why? Because it's so iconic. It has so central to the universe of the book. It's the most iconic figure of Dune, and we wanted to make sure that we will not mess up. That it's something that we had to perfectly nail. I mean, it needed to be close to the Frank Herbert description and close to the spirit in which the book was written, which is to be in relationship with nature and the ecosystems.
Yeah. Obviously, there have been attempts to bring it to the screen before. You mentioned David Lynch's adaptation. Alejandro Jodorowsky also did a lot of work on trying to bring it to the screen. Was there anything from either of those two projects that informed your own vision of the film?
No, because the only way to do this was to really entirely keep our focus on the book, to keep the words of Frank Herbert as close as possible to us, to embrace his spirit and to go away from any other attempt or adaptation. It was the only way to try to bring something fresh to the screen.
Yeah, it's a tremendous ensemble cast. How was it putting all that together? Were there any roles that were particularly difficult to cast?
I would say there was no role that were difficult to cast, because it's a book that had brought so much enthusiasm into the acting community. It was like, in fact, it was like the casting that you saw on the screen right now is pretty close to my dream list. You know, it's like I will say that the biggest challenge was that I didn't have any plan B for Paul. It was Timothée Chalamet or nobody. So I was lucky that he agreed to come on board, because if he hadn't, I don't know what I would have done, frankly.
God in heaven.
Get everything with guns off the ground! Go!
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Dad, what if I'm not the future of House Atreides?
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it. But if your answer is no, you'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be. My son. If anything happens, will you protect Paul?
With my life.
Only together can we stand a chance.